Thank you. Bye. Sorry. Buongiorno. Oggi 27 giugno 2025 sono a Waterford ed è una cittadina di 60.000 abitanti a sud-est dell'Irlanda, a 170 km circa da Dublino. Sembra una giornata invernale, 16 gradi, un po' di pioggia. Hello, good morning. Today 27 June 2025. I'm in Waterford. Waterford is a lovely city southeast of Ireland, 170 kilometers from Dublin, and today 70 degrees Celsius. It seems a winter day, a bit foggy in the shower. So let's go to make a tour around the city. My plan is to visit the glass factory, crystal factory here, that is famous, the city for making crystal object. So let's go, if it is possible, to visit the museum, the crystal museum. I'm filming myself. So one ticket to the factory.
No problem. We're doing a tour in 10 minutes.
Okay, thanks.
Would you like to purchase a ticket for an adult, a senior, or a student?
Just senior, it's okay. Yeah.
Lovely. So that's 16. Let the screen change.
Yeah, thanks.
Just takes a moment.
Yes.
They're not perfect.
It's a match? Yes, good.
Are you enjoying your trip?
Yes,
to Ireland?
thank you so much.
Yes.
So I wait over there.
Yes. That's
Yes.
right.
May pick me up?
Yes.
Okay.
For how many people? Three. Now, the tour is in English.
Yes,
There is a phone app with further information,
perfect.
and that might help with some of the technical words.
Yeah, thank you so much, madam. Thanks again. Thank you, bye. Allora, la visita alla fabbrica è alle 1:30. Questo è il shop. So, facciamo un giro. Allora, giusto per farvi un'idea, questo vaso, il prezzo è 240 euro. Just to give you an idea, this vase, the price is 240 euros. Questo vaso il prezzo è 795 euro. Qua fanno uno sconto del 20%. This vase, the price is 795 euros plus 20% discount. Questa coppa il prezzo è di 1850 euro. This bowl, the price is 1,850 euros. Same price of this. Do you want to know the price of this violin? 29,950 euros. Volete sapere il prezzo di questo treno, locomotiva? €35.500. 35,500 euros, the price of the train, the locomotive. Same price of the airplane. Stesso prezzo dell'aeroplano.
This is what separates us from other crystal making factories. We still practice the ancient craft at the base of Mount Congaree. So the reason that we pick beech wood is because it's a tough strain of wood. It also dries out slower than a normal piece of wood, which is very useful because this burns through after 10 days. Then Connor here will make the blowers, and they're going to show you exactly how these tools are used in the next department, so not to worry. Now I'd like to talk to you about the wooden bowls behind you. You can see the craftsman just here on the platform has already molded the vase. Now we have two furnaces here, the portable furnace on the right. This is used for the larger pieces, like bowls or vases. Over there on the left you'll see the tank furnace, which is used for the smaller pieces like stemware or tumblers. Both furnaces lay at 1400 degrees Celsius, which is just over 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. In a moment, the craftsman will take the piece over to that blue rotating table. This is where he'll begin to pre-shape the piece. Now in my hand is what the craftsman is making here today. It's an Irish slate 7-inch vase, and that's what it will look like in a couple of days once it's made its way through our factory. So the craftsman brings the piece over to the rotating table where he'll begin to pre-shape the piece using the wooden handheld tools that we were looking at in the previous department. Soaking each wooden tool in and out of water bath after each use to slow down the 10-day burning out process, and also prevents the tools from catching fire as they pre-shape the molten crystal. Blowing in through the mouthpiece creates a hollow on the inside. The molten crystal is orange because of how hot it is. Once it's completely cooled down, it will be crystal clear. You can see that by the piece that was just made before this one. So now the craftsman places the piece back into the portable furnace. For the larger pieces, they're placed in and out of the portable furnace twice to get the piece back up to the correct temperature and texture for moulding. It is going to be the same process repeated. In a moment he'll bring the piece back over to the rotating table where he will finish pre-shaping. You see the one-of-a-kind piece being made here today. You'll see some examples of the cast iron molds that the craftsman also used for our everyday production pieces. So the craftsman brings the piece back over to the rotating table where he will finish pre-shaping. And now it's placed down wooden mould. Blowing in through the mouthpiece creates a hollow so that the piece expands into the shape of the mould, twisting the blowing rod to prevent the piece from sticking to the inside. The piece you see sticking out of the mould is called the cap, and in the next section it will be cut off. The craftsman knows based off of the pressure that he's feeling back from the blowing rod when the piece is ready to be taken out of the mould. So now the piece has been moulded, another craftsman takes it, he's placed it down here in front of us onto this rotating table where we'll have the first area of quality inspection. If there are any imperfections on the piece, it will be crushed up, melted back down and reused. You can see the craftsman just used a wooden tool to flatten the bottom of the piece. You can see it's starting to lose the orange colour, it's more of a golden brown because it's slowly cooling down. The craftsman has begun to apply compressed work as an oven, staying at 400 degrees Celsius all day long. At 5:30, after the working shift, they jump up to 480 and drop by 10 degrees every hour until 5 AM tomorrow morning. Then they'll be taken out of the opposite sides to be worked on. Cooling. So now the piece has been detached. The blowing rod is placed into a water bath to cool off. Now the craftsman will place the piece into the kiln where it shall slowly cool down until tomorrow morning. So it is going to be the same process repeated. If you'd all like to start making your way up to the quality and finishing department. The finishing and quality control department. So this is the second area of quality inspection. Any of the pieces you see along the boards here today were made yesterday. They were taken out of the opposite side of the kilns at 5 AM this morning. What the craftsman is doing right now is he's using a vertical saw to cut the cap. The cap is what was overflowing out of the mould in the last section. Any spare crystal or crystal with imperfections is placed into those large green containers. Those green containers are called good colours. At the end of the day, they'll be sent away to a factory, crushed up and brought back to us in the large white bags in the back left corner to be reused. Every 8 hours, one of those bags is poured into our tank bed. Then over here on the right, you'll see 2 wheels called the TC wheels. The one closest to us is for smoothing, the one on the opposite side is for rough edges. All of our machines are made out of a diamond industrial material. It is the only material that will cut our crystal. So this room is split into 2 different departments. The first half is the learning of sculpting, and then there we're going to see it grading. We'll talk about sculpting first. In this department, each piece starts off with a solid block of crystal. You'll see an example that's over there on the corner of the piece. The solid block of crystal. The astronaut was made for the first celebration of the landing of the man on the moon. It could be divided into about 12 different sections. So these are another example of a bonded piece. Next to the gluing station, you'll see a long table that is filled with the crescent pins that the craftsman has done. So feel free to move along this department. To the right hand side of the table, you'll see an eagle, you'll also see a violin. To the left hand side of the table, you'll see a gingerbread house and a cookie jar, which is where we here at the House of Waterford took our inspiration from with the seagull. On the left hand side of the room, you'll see Scream on the Days by Edward Munch. You'll also see our Four Seasons bowl next to a star. to those rotating tables, you'll see a few more examples of grids on pieces of the tables. But it is a black marker attached to a metal piece, and as the table rotates, the craftsman places the grid by hand. For one-of-a-kind pieces or trophy pieces, here just in case anything happens along the way. Are called the black water tumblers. They're exclusive to the House of Waterford, so they're only made here, they're only sold here. Now, does anyone have any questions so far before we make our way on into potting? Okay, so we're going to keep going, everyone. We're making our way into the potting department. Be sure to have a look in at what the craftsmen are working on, okay? Wheel that will give it a good shape of cup. Water is then poured onto the wheel to act as a lubricant, so it keeps the piece moving against the wheel. It also prevents the piece from heating up because of the friction between the piece and the wheel. The tubes you see coming out of the machines are working like vacuum, filtered out of the water and disposed of. Does anyone have any questions? You can all see over here on the right, there's the auto cutting machine, like the perfect circle. But if any cuts can be done by hand, they will, so just for the ones we cannot do. You'll see some examples of what these machines can do just down there on that shelf.
Qui abbiamo alcuni importanti trofei. Here we have some important trophies